A little while ago, we did a tier list video ranking the top most upvoted pet peeves in the entirety of the internet. Now, I wanted to dive into specific pet peeves that I have, and we're going to be ranking them in a tier list video today. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. So, of course, we have all of the tiers brought up. I'm sure there's more pet peeves, guys, and it's important to note, I am a pretty calm and well-adjusted guy. It's not like I'm going to look at these and I'm going to go freak out upon anybody because I'm a pretty calm guy as I go through life, to be honest with you guys. But I just was thinking about it. These are off the top of my head, my personal pet peeves. A couple of these are intertwined with some things that I did see online. So these are all things that bother me. We are going to be ranking them from SS. And anything in the SS tier should be like, okay, should be legal to throw hands on this, all the way to C tier where it's like, okay, it's not a big deal, but it's still like, I shake my head at it. You know what I mean? So let's get into it, guys. Comment down below your pet peeves. Random sayings at the end of songs. Guys, you know what kills a good song for me is when the singer tries to be all quirky. The thing that comes into my head all of a sudden is Kesha. Like the song Your Love Is My Drug is a great song. But at the end of it, like, I like your beard. Or even just like, I can't think of another example. But there are so many songs where it's like, that was a good one. Hey, we might keep that recording. It makes me just go, you know what? You're such... I hate you. I hate you. And I hate when people do this, man. Random sayings at the end of the songs, unfortunately, though, are going to go into the C tier. There is no D and F tier because these are all things and these are all pet peeves that I do have. Now, crying on camera. Nothing makes me shake my head more than a good old person crying on camera. Imagine them setting it up, dude. Imagine them just setting it up. Like, once you see whether it's an Instagram story, whether it's a TikTok, no matter what it is, they had to go like, oh, my dad died. Set up the camera, set up the selfie stick, perhaps do some makeup, and then go, and then stop, take the phone, caption it, and post. And whether they cry after that or not is, they probably do, to be honest with you, but I hate all of that. It's so disrespectful. And I know I'm kind of equating it to people like, it's so disrespectful to like the dead because you see a lot of people do this. You see a lot of people do this like, oh, my dad died, my dog died, whatever it may be. It's ridiculous, dude. But at the end of the day, I kind of just shake my head at it, kind of like the random sayings at the end of songs because I try not to focus my energy on idiots. So we're going to put this one into the C tier. Now let's continue on over to NPCs, a little bit more of the same category. They've never been out more now that we have an election over in Canada around the corner, okay? But it's not even just like, I don't mean to make that a political thing. It doesn't even have to apply to that. It's just people who walk through life. I don't... They're literally like a non-controlled player. I don't know how else to describe that. Like, somebody tells them something, they believe it. They read one Twitter post, they believe it. Oh, this major group of people believes this, so do I then. I can't believe that people like this exist, and they are... Most people go through life being an NPC, I will say that. So if you're watching this video and you're not an NPC, let's go. We think for ourselves over here. And again, I honestly, with all my heart, do not make that a political thing, but I literally mean it like, here, I'll draw it to you for like the Fortnite community. We have a Fortnite channel. So many people in that community on the online space are filled with NPCs. What their favorite streamer doesn't like an update. Oh, I don't either. They don't think for themselves. It doesn't have to be political. It's crazy to me how people walk through life being like that. I'm going to put NPCs into the SS tier. Can't stand them. Can't stand that I have to live in a world with that, okay? Stupid people in charge. Now, this is a little bit of a touchy subject, okay? Because I'm sure that you could probably relate to something like this, but if it ever gets out to my workplace that I have a YouTube channel and you happen to come across this video, I'm sure you know who you are. If I really like you, I respect you, and there's a lot of great people that I've worked with, and there's a lot of great people that I've worked under, but there are a fair share of stupid people being in charge. Those stupid people favor other stupid people, and those stupid people hire more stupid people. It's horrible. It's horrible because I sit down and I kind of describe it like I feel like I'm a Homelander sometimes in a sense where it's like I'm sitting down and I have to like take orders from this person. I'm like, I'm better than you in every facet of life. Like, I can't stand it. This has a direct impact on my life. This one is going to go into the S tier. Buddy, anybody that calls you buddy, any man that calls you buddy, it is the most disrespectful thing that you can say to somebody. This should absolutely be fighting words. And I know I'm inviting it in the comments. I know I'm not. So it's not going to bother me if you say it in the comments because then it'll be a little bit funny. Do I want to put it into the SS tier? No, I'm going to put it to the S tier, okay? Because what helps me is and it's going to sound egotistical, guys. I am a very, very well-trained fighter, and what helps me deal with, like, the buddy name is that I know I'm capable of, like, breaking bones, okay? So, people saying buddy, it might go into the A tier, but I might switch that around as time goes on. People who are late. Okay. Before you comment down below, it happens. People are late. That's not what I'm talking about. It's the people that are consistently late, consistently disrespectful of your time, and they make excuses for it. That's a whole other category of people. The people who make excuses for people that are late, where it's like, oh, well, I just have bad time management. You don't know what it's like to this, and that. And as this type of person, it's just, sometimes I end up late and sometimes I get overwhelmed. No, be on time. Prepare to be there for 6 o'clock. If you have to get ready 4 hours before, then do it. Don't be disrespectful to other people's times. I should have had a whole other category for the people who defend that. Because, like, again, it's fine to be late. If you give a heads up, it's fine to show up late and be like, hey, sorry, traffic was ridiculous. And it's not a thing that you regularly do. But it's just, it's so disrespectful. I'm going to put it with Buddy, okay? People who are late are going to go right behind Buddy into the A tier. Touching my phone. I am a major, major germaphobe. I don't know where your hands have been. And, like, it's mostly where it's like, my phone's plugged in right now, but if I were to show you a picture, like, hey, take a look at this picture. Something that I've gone through with so much in the past year is people asking to see pictures of my baby. It's nice, okay? I appreciate that you care about my baby. I appreciate you care that my baby's cute. But when I show you the picture, the answer to that is not to grab my phone and go, oh, and maybe even scroll a little bit. That happens. Like, oh. And I can't say anything because it's nice and you're complimenting my child, you know? So I'm not going to make the interaction weird by going, oh, no, thank you. Don't touch my phone, please. It's just, I hate it. I hate it, okay? B tier for this one. Touching my phone is going to go into the B tier. People licking their fingers. A little bit in the same category, although people licking their fingers, I notice it, by the way, if anybody in the room around me is licking their fingers. As long as you don't touch me or touch anything that I'm touching, I'm good. So we're going to put this one low C tier, okay? People licking their fingers before touching things. I'm talking about money. If you're nobody pays cash anymore, but I've dealt with this so much throughout my life. People licking money. First of all, money is the dirtiest thing in the entire world. Licking just to, like, get the bills through, or if they're turning a page, they're licking their fingers like. And first of all, disgusting. Secondly, I don't want to touch what you just touched. That is even more disgusting. So that does affect me. I'm going to put this one to the B tier because I can hand sanitize. I usually have hand sanitizer around me, but it's horrible. Overhuggers. I'm not a big hugging guy in general, but you know the people that are like, they hug everybody and they hug often and hug for long periods of time? I'm good. Don't touch me, okay? Small pet peeve, C tier for this one. I'm going to put it at the complete bottom so far. Showing up unannounced. I hate this one, dude. I hate when people show up unannounced to whether it's my home, whether it's anything that I have going on. I'm somebody who plans out my day like to the T, where it's like, okay, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go home. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the dog out and watch a baby do like my whole day is structured and very planned. If somebody comes in and interrupts that, it throws everything off. And I hate it. I hate it so much with every fiber of my being. So showing up unannounced is going to go into the A tier. Top of A tier. Top of A tier. Now, sports ball. You guys might have heard me talk about sports ball on the channel. You don't hear this much nowadays. This was a little bit of a high school experience. You know where the kids that nobody liked? Nobody liked. I'm not talking about, again, it's very important to distinguish. I'm not talking about like any sort of nerdy kids or anything like that. Like, nerds can be awesome. And even then, like, describing them as nerds, I feel like is disrespectful because a lot of them are cool people, okay? It's just, you know the kids that I'm talking about, the sports ball kids. And typically they're sitting down, they're the worst kinds of guys, man. They're the worst kinds of guys. You could be watching a basketball game. You could be the kid you invite over to a fight night. And it's like, oh, so what kind of sports ball are we watching today? And it gets even worse because, like, if they're sitting down with, like, maybe two girls who also aren't playing the game, then they're trying to impress a girl. It's like, yeah, I've never been really into a big sports guy. I don't feel like watching a bunch of sweaty guys try to get a ball in the hole. Sports ball. And they're so arrogant about it. They're so arrogant, these people. If the word sports ball has ever come out of your mouth, you need to reevaluate everything that you stand for and the entire person that you are. Let the people who like sports play. Let the people who like sports watch. Leave them alone. Enjoy the game or don't show up. It's fine not to like things. There's a ton of sports that I don't like. But I will never sit down and go, sports ball. These people, oh my God. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really stack up to like stupid people being in charge of my life or anything like that. I'm going to put it to the A tier. Low A tier, okay? Sports ball is horrible. Fun hunters. By fun hunters, I mean people who hunt for fun, people who like to kill things for fun. I do not respect this. And it's important to note, okay? I respect the people who hunt for purpose. I respect the people who are respectful of their kill. They kill animals in a humane way. They eat. They try to survive. They are trying to make themselves in the world. They're not having somebody else do their killing. They're killing for them. Things like that, okay? I respect that with all of my heart. And they have a lot more guts than I do because I have a huge problem killing even a spider, okay? Like, not because I'm scared of spiders, because I look at that as a life. I hate doing it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it, okay? I can't stand when I come across a video or I hear about somebody like, the Tfue one's a perfect example, okay? Remember when that video went viral of Tfue? Like, I'm almost sure it was a boar. He was killing it. He was laughing. They were just driving around shooting them. And they're like, oh, it's for the environment. Like, BS, it's for the environment. You were laughing as this thing was suffering. You did not have respect for your kill. I'm talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who will just shoot a deer and leave it there, okay? I always think about it like this. What if aliens came down to Earth and then just decide to shoot you in the head? Just for fun, just because you were there, you know? I hate that. I do not respect it. So it's very important to distinguish what I'm talking about in this. One, I believe to be an evil act. The other one, I respect, okay? So, fun hunting. It's going to go, you know what, guys? I'm going to move showing up unannounced into the S tier. I'm going to put fun hunters into the A tier. I'm going to put it in front of Buddy, okay? That's where we're going to put it. I hate all of these things, guys. Now, people who have pet birds, a little bit more on the same category. You can see that I was brainstorming off the top of my head coming up with some of these. Now, I know that there are people out there, and you might comment down below and say, okay, well, my bird has all of this space. The amount of people who own pet birds and they do nothing but leave it locked in a cage, I believe to be some of the biggest animal cruelty there is to an existence. This thing that was meant to fly is stuck in this teeny, tiny little cage. If you let it fly, whatever. I still don't really like the fact that people have birds as pets, but at least that's better. So I look at that, and I it's horrible. It's horrible. It really is. But the problem is, like, I'm rating stupid people being in charge below people killing lives for fun. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm ranking them to the level of irritation in my bones. Those are pet peeves, right? Okay, so people with pet birds, I'm going to put into the C tier. Oh no, B tier. I'm sorry, guys. People touching my phone gets a bigger reaction out of me. I hate all of these things. Okay, people who hate dogs. I'm not talking about like being comfortable around dogs. I'm talking about like a literal hatred for man's best friend. It's understandable to not like things like pit bulls. It's understandable to be intimidated by things like a Mastiff or a Great Dane. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people who literally sit down and they look at the cutest little golden retriever and they just hate it. How? Oh, but I was attacked one time when I was 6 years old. Get over it. Like, and not every dog's like that. Like, I'm sure you were pushed at the playground sometime. Do you hate every person living? It's ridiculous to hate dogs, man. It's ridiculous. Uncomfortable, fine. Don't like to have pets, fine. All that's understandable. But the people who actually look at dogs and really, really hate them, I think that's crazy. We're going to put people who hate dogs. I'm going to put it into the C tier because at the end of the day, I don't think I'm even friends with anybody who hates dogs. But like, I definitely know people who hate dogs, right? I'm going to put it, I'm going to put it low B tier, okay? Making coffee wrong. Oh, nothing's worse than this. Guys, I you know what? I'm going to call him out. Tim Hortons. Now, everybody gets coffee there, okay? How do you possibly screw up and order every single time you go to get a coffee? How? I don't know if this is a problem in the rest of the world, like McDonald's, Starbucks, wherever you get your coffee, but Tim Hortons is the go-to over here in Canada, okay? You go up to the drive-thru. Hi, I get a black coffee, okay? I'm not the one that they screw up. Sometimes they do, believe it or not. But my wife, okay? My wife likes to get three milk, 2 sugar, excuse me. They screw it up more often than they get it right. How could you take 2 orders, a black coffee and a large with 3 milk and 2 sugar, and you screw that up? This is legitimately a pet peeve of mine. You go there, you're paying, and then you don't realize until you get there. And you know what? What is she going to do? She's going to chug her hot drink right now to make sure that it has 3 milk and 2 sugar in it. You can't, I can't believe that this happens. I can't believe it. And I can't believe the amount of people that are in charge of doing something as simple as making a coffee, they screw it up. This is horrible. This is horrible. And I'm somebody, and you know what too? As I'm at the point in my life, I've been doing it for a few weeks now, where I'm like hardcore dieting. If you screw up my black coffee, I can't drink it. Is this going to go into the S tier? It is. It's going to the S tier, okay? It's going to the S tier. Now we continue on to gentle parents, okay? And as somebody who's had the best father in the entire world, we did it right. Okay, how can I even say that though? Because the people who grew up around me turned out to be so horrible. But then again, I also grew up, my generation kind of grew up in starting this, and I'm at the point in my life now where I have my own kid, and I have to listen to people tell me to gentle parent my kid. Now, don't get me wrong, and do not take that into context. Doesn't mean I'm going to be abusive or anything like that. My father wasn't abusive. He was just a solid, beautiful father figure. But what is accurate about gentle parenting is it coddles kids into emotional weakness, setting them up for failure, and failure in a proper world, which has been changing, right? That won't tiptoe around their feelings, and it sacrifices discipline and gives you constant validation, and it is a breeding ground for, making the most insufferable kids of all time and the most insufferable adults of all time. I work with these people, and these people have become in charge of me. Okay? This I can't stand. I'm going to put this into the S tier because it is the incorrect way to raise your child. I'm going to put this right behind showing up. Yeah. You know what? The people who are raised from gentle parenting have had a direct impact on my life, and you can just tell who was raised like that, You can just tell. But now we're getting into this. Ooh, sick people who blame their allergies. I know better, and I always feel bad because I'm somebody with horrible allergies. I have them now. I don't know if you guys can hear through the microphone. I'm deep breathing as is. I'm honest when I'm sick. Why would you not be honest when you are sick? Why do you want to get people sick? I can't stand it. The sick people who blame it on allergies, they're coughing and hacking all over everything, going, and then, no, it's just my allergies. And then 2 days later, you wake up with a stuffy nose. S tier for this one, beyond NPCs, okay? I hate it. Fortnite. It's a little bit of a oddly specific one, but as you may or may not know, I also run a Fortnite channel. It happens in the Fortnite channel. It happens in real life. I hate the people who... It's kind of like the sports ball kids. Actually, it really is, because it's the people who say oh, I don't play that Fortnite. You know how to spell it. Stupid. You're not quirky. You're not cool for saying sports ball. You're not quirky or cool for spelling it Fortnite. You're not. And I hate you. They're just trying to undermine a game that I play. Why you gotta be such a D-bag about it? You know what it is. S tier. Ugh. S tier. Right beyond that, okay? Shoes in the house. Now, I know that this is a normal thing. If you're outside of Canada, we take our shoes off, and it does not make any sense to me. Look, if you guys want to, and I'm talking about if you want to run your own household and have shoes in it, all the power to you. I'm talking about my house. You walk in with your shoes on. I don't understand why you would want to bring all of the dirt from outside inside your home. It doesn't make sense to me, and not in my house. So if you're somebody who walks in with your shoes on in my house, that is a pet peeve of mine. But if you want to run your own home and I'll wear my shoes in your house if that's how you run things. This is crazy, okay? This is going to go into the SS tier, bottom of SS tier, okay? Filming the homeless. TikTok trends. I just hate when people, have the whole fake virtue signaling thing going on, filming the homeless, giving them food, talking to them, like acting like they care when in reality they're just trying to get monetized on TikTok. They're profiting off of people in the worst state of their entire lives. They don't even take the time of day, or they don't even have the respect to even blur the faces of the people that they're filming, again, in the worst moments of their entire life. I just really hate it when people do this, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like these things over here where it doesn't really make a difference on my life. So I'm going to put filming the homeless right in front of overhuggers. Now, paper straws. I don't know. I know that the US doesn't really have a paper straw thing going on, but it's all over Canada. I don't know about the rest of the world. Every drink that you get now has a paper straw. It just crumbles in your mouth and you can't drink your drink that you want to drink, and it's horrible. I paid for this drink, whether I'm at the movies, I want to pop, or I get an ice cap at Tim Hortons, anything like that. Whatever it is, whatever drink you're getting, it's coming with a paper straw, and it's good for like 3 sips. This is extremely inconvenient, and I hate it, okay? And before you comment down below for like, okay, the fight against plastics and all that, there's gotta be a better alternative than paper straws, okay? This one's gonna go into the B tier, I would say. I'm going to put it right behind touching my phone. Oh, what did I just say? Oh, I just did a different one. No, angry people by my side. This one requires a little bit of explanation. I'm talking about if I'm out in public and somebody is very angry, somebody is very mouthy. Somebody who can get you into trouble, where it's like, okay, you bumped shoulders with somebody, let's say. Or this is a perfect example. Let's say you're sitting down at a restaurant. The person that you're with is extremely rude to a waiter. As somebody who has worked in food service for years, you would, and I'm sure might agree, or you would agree if you were in my position, you would know that it's not uncommon for people to play with your food if you are disrespectful. I can't stand the fact that just because somebody's angry and decided to be lippy that's around me, I might get lumped into that, and all of a sudden I'm going to get, spit on my burger. Something like that. Or you bump shoulders with someone on the sidewalk, you make a big problem out of it. So what? What's the big deal? I hate the fact that now I'm going to have to perhaps participate in some sort of street fight because somebody decided to not be able to control their temper. So this is extremely dangerous. I can't stand lippy people by my side. You know what? Sometimes it's valid, but for the most part, control yourself, okay? This is going to go into the SS tier. I'm going to put it right behind shoes in the house, okay? People closing their eyes to sing. Oddly specific. You do not have to do this. There are so little moments when it's okay. Like, this is just the only one that came off the top of my head. I'm a big Linkin Park fan. Chester singing One More Light. Appropriate. He's feeling the moment, okay? Sometimes it's appropriate. It's more so like the talent show kids or just somebody singing at a restaurant, when they're just so into it, It's like, they make the ugly face with it too. I hate it. I'm like, you are not feeling the moment that much, you idiot, and I see right through you. I'm going to put this one. I'm going to put this one in the C tier. I'm going to put it at the top of C tier, okay? Can you beat me up? Now, I'm pretty sure I mentioned in this video, I have been doing martial arts my entire life. I am a Muay Thai kickboxer and have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in my arsenal as well. I am a full-blown MMA fighter. It's not uncommon to hear, once you talk about that with somebody has to make it, and please tell me if you can relate to this if you've been in martial arts at all. Somebody comes back and always says, yeah, do you think you can beat me up? And the answer to that is, I could end your life in 10 seconds. But you can't make it awkward. So you have to go, oh, you know what? Maybe. Like, you seem like a pretty tough guy. And it's just, it becomes so awkward. Because what do you want me to say? Like, yes? 100% I can. And then if I were to say that, then you would, like, subconsciously have a little bit of disdain for me because now I'm perceived as being arrogant towards you. Like, it's so awkward. And it's not uncommon to hear if you talk about, like, if you're a martial artist or if you spar for fun, things like that. So this one is very difficult to deal with. I'm going to go into the A tier, bottom of A tier, okay? A little bit more of the same. People who spar and roll too hard. I hate these people. I hate these people because we're trying to better ourselves. We're trying to learn self-defense. We're trying to be healthy, We're fighting each other and we're trying to get some lifelong skill sets to perhaps defend our family one day. The people who go too hard and actually try to hurt their training partners are horrible. I'm sure you can relate to it in any sport, to be honest with you, but it's a little bit extra when you're talking about any sort of martial art because you can end somebody's career. You could change somebody's life with this type of stuff. A person just powerhousing through like their head kicks and things like that. It's not necessary. And I don't know why you're trying to hurt people, okay? This is going to go into the SS tier. I'm going to put it bottom of SS tier. Dude, we have a pretty solid amount of like diversity over here, okay? Being rude to food service workers. A little bit more of the same with the angry people by my side. Yeah, you know what? It is a pet peeve when people are rude to food service workers in general. But what bothers me even more is the fact that my food might get played with because I'm beside you. And if you don't think that happens, ask anybody who works with food around you. I personally, in good conscience, could not do that to somebody. But there's a lot of people who have no problems at all. Not a problem in the world, okay? So this one's got to go into the... It's got to go into the S tier, right? I'm going to put it right in front of making coffee, okay? Careless healthcare workers. Again, a little bit more of the same thing that I had to say with stupid people in charge, okay? If it ever gets out and nobody... I keep this very private to the people close to me that I run a YouTube channel, okay? There are so many of you that I have all of the respect in the world for. I have watched you save countless number of lives, okay? I'm sure you know who you are, right? But I have seen so many dark and horrible things. I should have mentioned, I used to work in an emergency room for years. I've seen so many dark, horrible things from careless healthcare workers. You would literally not believe me if I told you. Of course, I'm not allowed to tell you, but think the worst possible thing. I've seen it. Okay? And it's unbelievable to me that it's normal to get away with that. Okay? And I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about like the darkest thing, perhaps. Okay? Because I know that that I have not even heard of happening. Okay? I'm talking about the sickest type of people getting off to something. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about everything besides that. Okay? Just in case you were thinking that. I know that was really, really dark to mention, but just in case you thought I was going there, I have not seen that. But honestly, I have ended shifts like brokenhearted, honestly. This has got to go into the SS tier, man. It has to. But I'm going to look like a horrible person because this is where I want to put it. But at the end of the day, like, this makes me angrier than this. Does that make me a bad guy? I don't know. I'm just being honest, okay? You wouldn't believe what I've seen, guys. And I wish that I could go into detail, but I know that I would get in trouble for going into detail about that stuff, okay? Let's continue on to celebrity worship. Unbelievable that this exists. Unbelievable. Oh my God, he's such a great guy. And there's people that exist too, to the point with celebrity worship that, hey, why don't you... I'm going to vote for this. You should too. Oh, well, my favorite actor said to vote. I'm going to vote. Like, either way, why are you listening to any out-of-touch celebrity that is even... You don't know who they are, too. They're paid to be nice. They're paid to say these things. You don't know anything about these people in their real lives. I will never understand celebrity worship. But at the end of the day, it's not like that big of a deal. I'm going to put celebrity worship into the B tier, C tier, C tier. I'm going to put it right there. That's a good one. Now, theater kids who act like they're in love. This kind of spawned, and I've been thinking about this a little bit more since the Ariana Grande, and forgive me guys, the other actress in Wicked, I don't know her name. Ariana Grande, that girl. How many times have you seen people behaving like that? And this is a little bit like circling back to the high school days too, where it's like they just went through like the most magical journey of all time. Like they're holding hands and it's like, okay, I get like acting in Wicked. Perhaps that wasn't like the best representation I want to say, because Wicked's like a really, really grand accomplishment, right? You did a great job in a fantastic movie. Well, I personally am not into musicals, but I can understand the production value, okay? I'm talking about more so like the kids that you grew up with, and you might be in high school watching this video, the kids who you just acted in a play, a subpar play that some teacher wrote and didn't even make sense, and it was horrible. Why are you acting like you just, like Katy Perry, you went to the moon and back? Why? What was so great about that? It's the exact same energy as the sports ball kids, man. It's like, you can feel the arrogance off of them after they got done singing some song, which they didn't realize that every single other kid in the crowd was laughing at you the entire time for making your stupid expressions, okay? I respect you if you're in theater. I'm talking about the specifics, kids, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Theater kids who act like they're in love, they are going to go into... I shake my head at them. They're going to go into the C tier. Right with people closing their eyes to sing. Except below that. That's where I'm going to put that, yeah. But what am I doing with celebrity worship? These people are worse. I'm going to put celebrity worship at the top, okay? Coughing without covering your mouth. This is the first pet peeve that I thought of. This is going into the SS tier. I can't stand people who cough without their mouth covered. I can't stand it. Why would you do that? And if you are sick, why would you just cough out loud? And it's even worse to people who justify it, where it's like, I can't breathe. Cover your mouth. And not this. Because now the disease is in your hand. All that bacteria is going to go onto whatever you touch. I hate it. If you watch somebody do this, you should be allowed. I would never suggest such a thing, but some people might say that you should be allowed to throw hands. You're violating my body. Okay? Let's continue on to road rage. My dad always used to tell me that we are driving missiles, and it's completely accurate. I can't believe that there are people out there that are allowed to be on the road and they have road rage. If you are responsible for driving a missile, and again, this is coming from somebody who worked in an emergency room for years. I have seen people broken. I've seen people dead. I have seen people with limbs torn off their bodies. I have seen people reconstructed from car crashes because of road rage. Countless times. To the point where I'm desensitized to it. If you cannot control your temperament, you should not be allowed behind a wheel ever. Ever. And that's something that I would change if I was in charge, man. The road rage people, you wouldn't believe the amount of car crashes that are caused by road rage. People not paying attention, people just being angry, people racing each other, people flipping each other off, not paying attention. All of a sudden, and I guarantee you guys would feel the same way if it was like your mom that got killed by somebody just not paying attention because they were raging on the road. You're driving a missile, and the vast majority of society is not capable of, handling a responsibility like that. Road rage is going to go into the SS tier right behind the people coughing without covering their mouth. Being disruptive at the movies. I hate these people. I'm not talking about Chicken Jockey. That's a fun come-together experience. You know what to expect going in that movie. That's a whole conversation for another time. We actually made a video on Clenema if you're interested. But I'm talking about the people just laughing and giggling to themselves. The girls on their phones. The people just being D-bags, It's not cheap to go to the movie theaters nowadays. And people being disruptive and ruining your movie experience. Some would say that it should be fighting words, okay? And then that situation would be taken care of pretty quickly. This one actually really, really bothers me. Because I'm somebody who enjoys the movies, man. And I'm not even just disruptive, the sick people. Or disruptive too. What about the people where it's like, hey, I feel like going to see a movie tonight. I know, I'm going to bring my screaming 4-month-old to the movies. Not only is that child abuse with the loud noise, but it's disrupting everybody around you just because you feel like having a little bit of entertainment. I can't believe how out of touch these people are. No matter what it is. I don't care if it's talking, and I don't care if it's going on your phone, whatever it is. Being disruptive at the movies is going to the SS tier. I'm going to be putting it... Actually, guys, this really bothers me. I'm putting it right behind careless healthcare workers. Touching me. I'm a germaphobe. Don't touch me. That's it. We've been through it. This is a decent pet peeve of mine. This is going to go into the B tier. You know what? I'm going to move touching my phone up because I feel like it's on another level in this. I'm going to move this here, and then touching me is right ahead of that, okay? My 36-month-old. I deal with this now that I am a parent, and I talk to people who have kids as well. The amount of people that just won't say, for example, I have a 2-year-old. No, it's my 24-month-old. And they go into the specifics. It's unnecessary, and for some reason, you want to be cool, you're not quirky, you're not awesome. This is going to go into the C tier. I'm going to put this one right at the bottom with overhuggers, okay? This has been the official tier list of my personal pet peeves, guys. I know that the logic is a little bit weird because I spoke about how serious it was, and I really do believe that. Careless healthcare workers, you guys would not believe what I've seen. At the end of the day, and I know it's going to sound so strange, but it doesn't irk me as much as somebody coughing without covering their mouth. At the end of the day, though, it's SS tier, and I feel like an incredible amount of disdain for it, okay? I know I might hear about that, and I know it's a little bit weird, but guys, thank you so much for watching. We also made a tier list video ranking the internet's pet peeves. What was the biggest, most upvoted pet peeves of all time? You can check that out right here. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Take care.